By the way, we were talking about the Emmys. They were handed out recently. And certain shows got decorated. Succession got decorated again. The Bear got decorated again. And, sometimes when you watch a show, is it how the show is shot, how it's filmed? Is that more important? Like the feel of it. If you see Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, you can't help but feel you're in the room with him, in the moment, and just that frenetic pace. The movie Get Out, the way it's shot, it just those are things that if you watch it the first time, Get Out, Uncut Gems, you're not going to have the same reaction as you do if you watch it again. That first time you're like, whoa, what is this? The Bear is shot at a frenetic pace. Like it's a kitchen, it's crazy. But the value of having that, or that's almost its separate character. Breaking Bad was that way, the way it's shot. And I'm wondering about that. Do we give that enough credit when you're watching something and you're going, oh, man.
Is that the director doing that, or is that?
I'm guessing the creator. I don't know if it's the director, but then I don't know, how that works, the hierarchy where you go, hey, this is the way we're going to shoot this.
Most of our audience in Los Angeles right now is losing their mind.
Oh, because we're acting
Director
like...
of photography! I worked my whole damn life in this industry. Nobody even knows what I do.
He's the DP. He's the DP.
It's the DP!
Not you.
Oh.
Yes, Paul.
I remember watching the first season of The Bear.
We apologize to Hollywood.
Right, yeah.
I apologize.
Jobs are all very important.
Because I'm an actor and I should know, and maybe I didn't. Creator?
When you watch that first season of The Bear, they're trying to convey the feeling of working in a kitchen, a busy kitchen, a frenetic pace, and it does. Like if you see the reviews, like that's what it's like. People yelling at each other, screaming at each other, and then at the end they kind of have a good day. But the tension is the star of the show, I think. The anxiety it gives you.
Is there anything else that Jaws famously created this. Steven Spielberg. It had that sense of anticipation constantly. I'm watching The Godfather 2, and it's so dark in that Lake Tahoe house, and you're just waiting. Something's going to happen, but how, the cadence of, how it's shot is always interesting because you're kind of leading, boom, something big happens. And I was just wondering about that when you see some of these shows, how it's shot and almost the pace of it becomes its own character. Yeah, Paulie.
The movie The Social Network is about two guys developing a social media company, but they had those scenes. Remember the scene in Social Network where the guys are rowing and they're trying to beat the other rowers and the two Winklevoss twins, and they're losing their company, they're losing this match, and the scene is heightened with all those moves they got. It's fascinating.
Yeah,
they took kind of a stale topic and made it tense.
But you also had Trent Reznor, who did the soundtrack for that. I mean, there's so many things that go into it that, if you boil it down, how simple is Social Network? It's just like two guys, and they're trying to create this, and then all of a sudden, they go their separate ways, and then there's a little, there's tension here, and then I'm going, okay. I mean, when I first heard the premise of Social Network, I go, I don't know about this. And then all of a sudden, you watch it. And a lot of times when you think it's about something, it's not about that. And just once again, soundtrack played a role. Yeah, Paulie.
I'll throw out the movie Whiplash. Miles Teller, he's the drumming student.
Yeah.
There's scenes in that movie where you're like, you need like a break. Remember he gets in a car accident, he's running, the blood.
Yeah. Oh, man, brutal.
And you're like, I can't believe I'm watching this. The first time you watch Whiplash, I think it's an experience.
Yes.
Same with Get Out.
Yes. I would say Whiplash, definitely.
Yeah.
Because, how angry he gets. And he can't.
Man, would you just stop? Just chill out.
I know.
Jeez.
Come on,
Kid's doing great.
Miles Teller's sweating, and then there's blood, and no, get out. Get in there for him. And then he tries, no, get out. Get it.
And just the face that the actor makes.
J.K. Simmons,
his, the way he sort of like his mouth tightens and he sort of flares his nostrils, and you're like, oh no, that note was wrong or whatever.
But then when Miles Teller goes rogue at that performance where all of a sudden J.K. Simmons realizes, oh boy, okay. And then he starts to embrace what Miles Teller is doing. That's some good acting in there. Yes, Marv.
Do the Right Thing is another movie where it's just like the music, the shots, like the point of view, like them talking right to the camera, all that stuff just makes it even more tense.
When you're trying to create, some kind of rhythm, a cadence, a feel, and it sounds easier than what it is. Where you go, throwing some music there, but having that ability to have the music fit, the pace of it, and things are going to happen. But Jaws to me was the one that it was like. Now I know something bad's going to happen. I don't know when, but I know something bad is going to happen. Don't go in the water. Don't go in the water. Sometimes you go and an audience is yelling at the screen. Yeah, that was me at Jaws. Yes, Paul.
There's a great book about the making of Jaws, and Steven Spielberg was aware that the technology, they don't have CGI back then. They didn't have CGI. They were trying to hide the sharks.
Yes, and when you see it now, you go, oh, my God.
It's kind of hokey.
Yes.
I think the first time the shark makes an appearance is when Captain Brody or Chief Brody is on the side, and the shark just pops out for a second.
Oh, no.
But that's a 1 second shot.
Yeah.
And it's the first time you see that.
But that I don't know what it is, but I know it's bad. And I just remember that was, so basically 2 notes. So John Williams has won many, many, many Academy Awards. That one's not that difficult, that soundtrack, is it? Hey, I got the soundtrack. Here it is. Wait, is that it? Yeah, that's it.
It's become such a thing that, like, if you're, especially back when you're younger, if you were at the beach with friends and you're like, hey, should we go in this water? You go, dude, oh, really? Is that kind of beach?
Go skinny dipping? Yes, Tom.
And you didn't even need to see the shark's mouth and teeth or anything. Just see a little bit of that fin coming up with that music, and that was enough to get you all crazy.
Thank you, Todd.
That was like the genius of it.
Yeah, you didn't want to show how lame that shark looked.
John Carpenter even did the Halloween theme.
I don't know if I ever watched Halloween.
What are you talking about?
The original?
I think
Prime Jamie Lee?
I just remember watching a little bit of it.
Oh, no.
I don't do horror movies. I've never.
The first one's great. The next 7 are hokey. I think that's fair, right? With Halloween?
Is that how many Halloween movies there have been?
I'm going 6 or 7.
Well, Scream is coming up with their 7th, I
Wait,
think.
that's John Williams.
Oh, yeah, John Carpenter.
Those are totally different people. Yeah.
Okay, I believed you. You sound like you know what you're talking.
John Williams. I'm like, oh yeah, John Carpenter. Oh no, that's a different guy. Never mind.
How many Academy Awards has John Williams got? Can you check on that?